text, audio, and video news of the globe from Scientific Television. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with us. Thank you.
Now listen to the headline news. The painful questions for NATO and the EU as Trump threatens Greenland. U.S. discussing options to acquire Greenland, including use of military, says White House. Trump says Venezuela will be turning over up to 50 million barrels of oil to U.S. Brown University gunmen recorded videos saying attack was planned for months. Russia sends Navy ships to guard oil tanker being pursued by U.S. forces. Trump's Venezuela raid has created chaos, and that is a risk for China. Woman jailed for knife killing in infidelity row. 6 dead and hundreds of flights canceled as snow causes chaos across Europe. At least 36 people killed during Iran protests, rights group says. UK and France to send troops to Ukraine if peace deal agreed. Aldrich Ames, CIA agent who sold secrets to the Soviets, dies aged 84. Swiss ski bar not inspected for 5 years before deadly fire, mayor says. Israel's foreign minister on historic visit to Somaliland. Helicopter appears to crash into slackline in Arizona, killing all passengers. Abortion stays legal in Wyoming after state's top court strikes down bans. Now listen to the main European leaders met in Paris with envoys of U.S. President Donald Trump to advance a Ukraine peace plan, while an unexpected Greenland controversy overshadowed talks. Trump renewed claims that Greenland is vital for U.S. security and should be acquired, even hinting at military options. Denmark and several European allies issued a joint statement affirming Greenland's sovereignty, but Washington's response heightened tensions across Europe. The White House confirmed that U.S. President Donald Trump is considering multiple options, including military force to acquire Greenland, calling it a national security priority. The statement followed strong reactions from Denmark and several European NATO allies, who jointly affirmed Greenland's sovereignty. Greenland's leaders welcomed European support, urging respectful dialogue, while warnings grew that any U.S. attack would fundamentally damage NATO and transatlantic unity. U.S. President Donald Trump announced that Venezuela's interim authorities would transfer between 30 and 50 million barrels of oil to the United States following a military operation that removed President Nicolás Maduro from power. Trump said the oil would be sold at market price, with revenues controlled by him to benefit both countries. He also claimed U.S. oil companies would revive Venezuelan production within 18 months. Investigators revealed that a gunman who killed 2 Brown University students and later fatally shot an MIT professor planned the attacks for months and showed no remorse. Confessional-style videos recorded by Claudio Manuel Neves Valente detailed extensive planning but no clear motive. The footage was found after a multi-state manhunt, shocking the public and raising concerns about campus safety and delayed suspect identification. Russia has deployed naval assets to escort an oil tanker pursued by U.S. forces across the Atlantic, raising fears of a maritime standoff. The vessel, formerly known as Bella 1 and now Marinera, has a history of transporting sanctioned Venezuelan oil. U.S. officials say Washington is prepared to seize the ship, while Russia insists it is sailing legally under its flag in international waters. China reacted sharply after the U.S. seized Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in a dramatic military operation, abruptly disrupting Beijing's long-standing partnership with Caracas. Just hours earlier, Maduro had praised Chinese President Xi Jinping during meetings with senior diplomats. China condemned Washington's actions as a violation of sovereignty and international law, while reassessing its strategic interests in Venezuela and the wider global South amid rising U.S.-China rivalry. A woman who fatally stabbed another woman in Aberdeen following a confrontation over alleged infidelity has been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Diane Wilson, 31, was convicted of culpable homicide after a jury cleared her of murder. The High Court heard she killed Sarah Irvine, 34, in April 2024 at a flat linked to drug use, then failed to seek help for the victim. Severe snowfall and icy conditions have caused widespread disruption across Europe, leaving at least 6 people dead and thousands stranded. 5 fatalities were reported in France due to road accidents linked to black ice, while 1 woman died in Sarajevo after a snow-laden tree collapsed. Hundreds of flights were canceled in major hubs such as Paris and Amsterdam, with rail and road travel also heavily affected. At least 36 people have been killed during 10 days of widespread protests across Iran, according to human rights groups. Most of the dead were protesters, with some security personnel also killed. The unrest has spread to 27 provinces, with clashes reported in Tehran, Elam, and other cities. Security forces used tear gas and live force, while thousands were arrested and many injured. The UK and France have signed a declaration of intent to deploy troops in Ukraine if a peace deal with Russia is reached. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said British and French forces could establish military hubs across Ukraine to deter future invasions. Allies meeting in Paris also agreed on robust security guarantees, with the US expected to lead monitoring of any ceasefire.